Hello everybody, welcome again to my channel. Thank you for sticking it out with me. I'm currently in the Chonburi province of Thailand, which is about 1.5 hours north of Bangkok, close enough to the city, far enough to get over the madness of the city, have a better climate and be by the beach. I highly recommend it. I mean, I know there's Phuket and Koh Samui and all the other fabulous places here, but as someone who's slow traveling and who needs to be around the city, this is a perfect environment for my family and I. I'm currently traveling with my son and praying that the business that we're trying to build and to start works out. But I think this video I'm just trying to talk about whether this province is actually child friendly. Is Chonburi child friendly? So those who don't know, Chonburi has like this one town called Pattaya. Pattaya is known as the Las Vegas of Thailand, right? Just simply driving through the main road in Pattaya, you can see it. It's ladies, it's gentlemen, everybody doing their thing. It's party. It's the party city of the country, and obviously there's other more family friendly places that everybody has recommended to me, like Phuket, Rawai, Koh Samui, and I had to think more on the sense that I'm not just here to want to be around just families only. I have to be around more of the business side of the country, which is in the Bangkok area. So I had to kind of figure out like a middle ground. How do I feel being here? Well, so far so good. For me, what's important is security, safety and security. As a single mom traveling with a child, it's important for me that my child and I are safe, and we have access to the beach, we have access to the food markets, and the very famous Thai street markets and night markets, fruit and veggie markets. I mean, everything is within a 5 to 10 minute radius, and down the street I have like a family mart. It's like a little bodega type of situation that has everything that I need. I mean, even if I run out of diapers, I can go down the street and they'll have like a little pack of 5 diapers for like $1. So that makes life so much easier. I mean, I'm trying not to be that careless to not have diapers, but just being at the store and realizing that that is an option, it makes me really happy. I am a walk away from the beach, so my son and I get in the stroller in the mornings and we just walk to the beach, and he really likes walking around the beach. There are a lot of stray dogs though. I don't know if it's just a Chonburi province situation, or it's just an all over Thailand thing. Let me know at the bottom in the comments if it's a Thailand thing. But I mean, none of them have been aggressive towards us or anything. We hear them barking in the morning and sometimes at night. And, like you could just be going to the store and there's like a dog just like frolicking in the front of the store. And you're like, should I go in? Is it going to bite me? But again, so far, no crazy incidences just yet. Other than that, I mean, my son loves it here. I picked a building that's really great because it has like a pool and a nice rooftop. So he just runs around and plays. So he's happy. So for me, I would definitely say this place has been very child friendly. The crazy part, I had alluded to that in one of my previous videos. I had alluded to the fact that when we first checked in, it was insane. I mean, of course, Airbnb, you just never know what you're gonna get, right? Now, on the bright side, the apartment building is located in the best place for me. In terms of safety, I could not have asked for a better place for this apartment to be located, right? Second to that is the fact that it has everything that I need, right? So it's great in that sense. And then so with Airbnb, I definitely, the pictures looked exactly like the apartment, maybe even better. The pictures, the place looks even better than the pictures. And that's amazing. Now let me tell you about checking in, right? Oh my god, we got here, I think we left Bangkok at 11, so we got here around 1 p.m. ish, 1:30, And so the idea was that we go somewhere and stop and pick up the key and then come to the building and then check in, right? So between the driver and I not being able to communicate, he doesn't speak English, I don't speak Thai. So I tell him where we're going, and then I give him another address for where we're gonna stop. So I'm assuming he had put the directions to the office where we're gonna pick up the real estate office where we're gonna pick up the keys, and then drive to the building. What does he do? Drive straight to the building. And when we get there, apparently, the management staff does not want to deal with anybody who's here for Airbnb, so they don't want to open the door for us to come in. We don't have the key. Okay, so I've already 10 minutes just driving around because I noticed the driver wasn't going to the office. I texted him and I said, hey, we are at around the building, and you guys just try to figure out how to bring the key to me. So they start bringing the key. We get there, so we said, and the driver's just like, I'm ready to go. He's ready to go. So he's driven for over an hour and a half, and he's ready to go back to Bangkok, and he's not interested in just like waiting for us to get the keys or whatever. So he starts unloading the car. He puts the stuff in the front of the entrance, and obviously, the people at the office is right by the entrance. So they open the door. They're like, what's going on? Like, what is going on? And so the person I'm talking to doesn't really speak good English. So I said, I'm checking into this unit I booked through Airbnb. And then she's like, wait here. Now, I'm not in a mood to wait outside in the heat with a 10-month-old child after being in the car for 2 hours. So I'm like, okay, sure. So we start bringing the stuff into the lobby, right? Our luggage into the lobby. And when we get there, she goes and brings the other lady who supposedly speaks better English, right? And she's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I checked into Airbnb. How long are you staying here? I show him the booking. It's for a month. Because you can't stay here for less than a month. And I said, I just showed you a booking for a month. What seems to be the problem? Well, Americans come here and they just don't stay for a month. They book for a month and they say they're going to stay a month, and then they just leave, and that's illegal. Oh, that's where I get pissed off, because I'm exhausted. I'm trying to be as kind to this lady as possible, but she obviously does not want us here. Okay, and that's not even the worst of it. So I say to her, what somebody else has done in the past has nothing to do with me. You don't get to stand in front of me while I'm trying to get into this building and try to lecture me about what somebody else has done that's illegal. Okay, so just give me a break. I'm just gonna put my bags in there. Let me settle in with my child in the lobby, and if you have anything else to say, that's fine. She's like, okay, sit here. Put your bags on the side. She points to the side. Right. I start calling the lady, who is supposed to be bringing the key. She's not picking up the phone anymore. It's been 15 minutes, and these people at the office are side-eyeing us. We're like sitting there like abandoned, stepchildren, and. Eventually the lady shows up. She has a little plastic bag, and she opens the plastic bag and she says, COVID tests. I said to her, excuse me. Now, first of all, we had done our RT PCR test before we got on a plane to here, and we did not have to. We did not have to do that because that's not a thing anymore. The government has said, you can take the test by yourself, and they encourage you to stay in your unit if you test positive. It's not a thing anymore. But apparently the lady who is a building manager called them and said, we're not going to be allowed to check into the building unless she proves that we are COVID negative. Now, I'm not a person who wants to do this thing of, oh, they did that to me because I'm black. But the next couple of days I saw people coming into the building without being checked, and the staff wasn't coming in every day being checked for COVID. So why were we getting checked for COVID, right? Anyway, why that happened, I don't know. So we start taking the tests, and this lady goes like, your son? And I'm like, that's where I drew the line. I said, you can terrorize me as much as you want, but don't you dare come anywhere close to my son with that test. You're not going to start swabbing my child at all, especially since I know that this is not even legal. You don't make me take tests in a lobby of a building. The least you could have done is let us into the unit first and then start running these tests. And if one of us tests positive, we have the right to stay quarantined into this in our unit. until we test negative. So all this was being done in front of people in the lobby, and I was so upset. I was so upset, especially since everybody's like, oh, Thailand is full of nice people. Oh my God. Oh, Thai people are always smiling. Thai people are... my first experience with Thai people, that's what it was. That was my experience with just having to engage with people in my home that I'm supposed to stay in for at least 2 months. So obviously it makes things awkward, you know. All of us have tested negative, and things are awkward now because now I'm in this building and I'm seeing people check in almost every day, and they're not being asked to test for anything. And like, the lady is bumping into us in the lobby, and she can't even look at us because she's now, there's this awkwardness, you know. We walk past the office to get in and out of the building. They can't even look up. They literally look down when we show up because they are now so ashamed of what they did to us when we checked in. And I'm like, you know, I think this is why I decided to record videos, especially about my experience, because I feel like it's important to get an idea from people who look like you about the experience of any country or any particular city, or just any travel experience. There's a lot of pandering that happens for a person who looks a certain way. A lot of people want those people in their country. People want those people in their space, in their buildings, and in their beaches. And then the second somebody who looks different shows up, the rules change. It gets stricter. People have to be strip searched. People have to take COVID tests, even though the country itself is allowing people in the airplanes that we're flying in and into the country without testing. For me to get into my unit, that doesn't even belong to you, that I booked online, I have to take a medical exam in front of everybody in the lobby. So that really just it just made me feel a certain way. Okay, and I'm going to be very clear that every Thai person I've come across after that experience has been amazing to me, amazing to my son. They see him running down the beach, they run to him, they pick him up, they start kissing him, they bring their kids to my son, and they, you know, he starts sitting there with them, and they're all happy. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Thailand, don't come. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that certain experiences are swept under the rug because everybody wants to say it's a perfect place, it's a perfect experience. Our check-in experience was not perfect. Now I have to give it up to Airbnb because they handled that situation like a boss. You know, I contacted them while we're still waiting for our PCR, not PCR, our rapid test. And I said to them, this is what's going on, and they were like, that is illegal, that is not allowed. I mean, they dealt with the lady who, you know, not the lady who's a building manager, because they don't have to deal with it, but the people who list the booking. And they kept calling us. They called us for like 3 days straight to make sure that everything is fine. They wanted to send us to a new booking. They were offering us anything that would make us comfortable, and on top of that, they refunded 50% of our monthly payment, and I am so grateful for that, because it made everything better. You know, I felt like we were being taken care of, and even though I wanted to do the second month just by going to an office and you know, paying local rates and not dealing with Airbnb, I like, you know what, just for the fact that I know when I book through Airbnb that someone is gonna handle it and be my advocate, it just made it all worthwhile. So I am grateful for that. Big ups, really big ups to Airbnb. They really handled this like a champ. So we're gonna be Airbnb for the rest of our stay here in Southeast Asia, really, because I think if you don't know a country, you're not familiar, you don't know how people are going to behave when they see you, it's just best to have someone to advocate for you. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish that everywhere I go, people would look at us a certain way and think that we're just because we look a certain way, then we're here to spread COVID or whatever other illnesses. To me, that's just like, oh, you know. And I'm willing to be corrected. I'm happy to hear from people who have had similar experiences, people who don't look like me, if they've had the similar experiences of being, made to take COVID tests in public, even if they didn't have to. Okay, I'm sweating, as you can see, so I gotta get to the pool. That's my life now. I record YouTube videos, do a little business, go swimming in the pool, go walking at the beach. So that's the bright side. Thank you all for tuning into my channel. I would love for you to please subscribe and support my channel, and like and comment, and thank you again for coming along with me on this journey. You take care. Bye.